Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. I apologize for skipping last week. Sometimes things come up. I just do this for fun and as a hobby, so if my week gets really hectic, I don't always have time to pre-film or to have a video edited and up every week. So I apologize for that, but we are back this week and it is already time for another Project Pan update. I cannot believe we are making our way into the last quarter of the year, so we've got 3 more months left till the end of the year to finish up the products. So the way my Project Pan works, if you're unfamiliar, I pick 5 items to be working on at once, and once I completely use up that item, I roll it out and replace it with something else. So I've been slowly working through my planning to pan list, which I will link that video below, of everything that I wanted to try and work on in 2024, and we're doing pretty good so far. Don't know if we're going to get through everything, but I think I'm going to be pretty darn close, if I'm honest. So if you want to see my update for the month of September, then just keep watching. So let's just jump right in. The first product I will update on is my NARS Laguna Bronzer, the mini one. And last month when I did my update, it's such a small pan and the product has gotten so thin that it had kind of started to crumble in certain places. So I was doing my best to kind of crush up those crumbles as fine as possible and then use that as like the powder bronzer. And the same thing has continued to happen, and just now when I opened it, like a little piece fell off, so you can see that kind of floating around. So I think at this point that means that it's time for me to repress this. So I will repress this before the next update and hopefully not lose too much product along the way. But the pan has gotten bigger, and then you can see like along the edges there's like small little pinpricks of pan forming like up in that corner, and then on the sides it's gotten really shallow. So I definitely think that I will be able to finish this by the end of the year, maybe even before that, be able to roll it out and roll something in maybe right at the end, but we'll see how it looks after I repress it. And it is still essentially weighing the same as it did last month, but honestly, on products like this, I just think so much of it is the packaging that, you know, even though I'm using product every month and the pan is looking smaller, it's just not that much weight in the grand scheme of the packaging, especially for how thin the product is right now. So hopefully in the next, I don't know, there's still quite a bit in there, but once I repress it, I would be interested to see if I can use it up before the end of the year. So that is where we are with the powder bronzer. I've been really enjoying using it. I love the shade. And then next is a lipstick, but I have been using it as a cream blush. I'm wearing it today. It can be pretty subtle if I make it. And it is the L'Oreal Le Lacquer lipstick. I don't even remember which shade this is in. It's all rubbed off. But it is, I've used a decent amount of product. There's still a good chunk left though. Like I said, last month when I rolled this in, there was more in here than I originally thought there was going to be. But it works really well as a cream blush, especially this time of year as we're getting into the colder months, since it's kind of a cooler toned pink. And it seems to be fine for that. So I'm going to keep using it that way. I occasionally use it on my lips, but it's a little too bright for my liking, honestly. So we will just keep chugging along and using this as a blush. Next, we have my ABH brow powder. I feel like I definitely can see a big difference from last month to this month. I wore down and used up the rest of the little like wraparound that was happening and cleared off the edges a little bit more. So yeah, this is like definitely getting less and less, like faster and faster now that we're kind of down to the last little remnants of the product. So again, maybe like the bronzer, this might be something that I could actually use up before the end of the year, which would kind of surprise me. This has been in since the beginning, and the whole time I've been like, it's gonna take me the whole year. And it very well might, because as I've said before, I really don't use a ton. When I dip into here, you're just doing a little tap tap with the brush. That's pretty much all I do. I'm not like caking it on. So I don't know, we'll see, but what's left in there is very thin, very minimal, as you can see. So I don't know, that would be exciting, but really liking this so far. I like switching back and forth between like powder and like a pomade. I feel like the powder definitely gives like a softer look. So enjoying using this, and I don't know, it's just kind of exciting to be at this point and be like, I am gonna finish this, finally. Next is my Makeup Forever lip liner, the Aqua Lip in the shade 3C. And I just kind of measure every month based on where I've sharpened it to. So last month, I believe I was in the F of Forever, and it's kind of hard to see because it's starting to rub off. I'm in the middle of the O of Forever. So again, slow going, and I really don't use a lot of this again, like the brow powder. Every time I use it, I'm literally just lining my lips, which I do like once, maybe twice a day. So it's just slow going, but it is such a nice neutral everyday shade that it's really easy for me to use this every day. I keep it in my purse most often, so I have it when I'm at work and I can put it on or reapply throughout the day, and I think that has helped kind of work my way through this. And it's going to be slow going. I don't think I'm going to use this up by the end of the year, but I think I'm going to get pretty darn close. And then I might just go ahead and roll it into next year and just, get it out. So I don't know. It is interesting using up something like a lip liner that really does take a long time. It's one of those things where I think Project Panning does offer a lot of perspective. Things like lip liners, well, maybe not the Makeup Forever one, but like in general, like they are relatively affordable. You can have a lot of them. They don't take up a lot of space necessarily, but they take a really long time to use up. So it just kind of puts that in perspective and is a good reminder. Now for the exciting part, I did finally use up my Essence primer. I did my best. It's so hard because the packaging wraps like all the way around, but I did my best to like unscrew, get my spatula in there and dig out as much as I could from the sides. But this is totally gone. I really enjoyed using this because it felt like a mixture of a primer and skincare at the same time because it's like so serumy. So it did feel hydrating. It says it's a glow serum primer. I don't know how much like glow it really offered, but definitely the serum texture of it left me feeling really like moisturized and plump before I put my makeup on. So I would normally use this in my routine after I did my morning skincare, and then I would kind of wait 5-ish minutes and then put this on after my moisturizer. And I usually only use this in like my T-zone basically, so like forehead, a little bit on the cheeks right here where my makeup tends to rub off a little bit more, and then my chin. So a little bit went a long way, so it did take quite a while to use this up, but I am excited to have used up a full primer. I honestly don't know if I've ever done that before, like for real. So primers didn't used to be a huge part of my routine, but now I do like using a primer. I do think that certain ones I can tell a difference in the lasting of my makeup throughout the day when I use one versus when I don't use one. So again, I really liked this one. This is affordable. This is like $5 or $6. So I do recommend this, and it's a great one to try out if you are interested. Especially, I've said before, this is supposed to be a dupe for the Glow Recipe one. So this is a great option to kind of try out that texture and style of primer before maybe investing in the more expensive version. So since that is empty, we can roll in something new, which I always love doing. So I went back to my planning to pan list and kind of went through those items and decided that, you know what, I kind of want to give myself an easy product. It helps sometimes when you've got some that you think are going to take a couple more months. We might not see another empty next month, but I would like to get one in that I know I can use up easily and then mark it off the list, and one that I have just been meaning to use more often anyway, and this will really help me do that. And it is just my little mini size of my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, the pink one with the 4% niacinamide. I've already used this a little bit, so I figured, you know what, it's mini. Let me throw this in. This is probably too much to use up in a month, I would say, because, I'm not full on doing my makeup every single day of the week. But I think I could make some progress on this and definitely use it up by the end of the year. So this right now is weighing in at 18 grams, so we will see what progress we make in the next month. So short and sweet, that is where we are at with Project Panning so far. Like I said, super excited that there are 3 months left in the year. I feel like I'm at the sweet spot where that's enough time to still make progress and use up a lot of the things that are in the project and that are still coming. But then, short enough to where we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I love kind of gathering everything at the end of the year and doing like a full inventory of everything I used up. So I'm excited that that is coming. I'm excited that it is fall. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave a comment below just letting me know what you're excited for or what you're planning to do or any goals you have for the last quarter of the year. I would love to read those. And please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified of all of my upcoming videos, especially my Project Pan videos. I will have a link to that playlist down below if you want to catch up on my whole year. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks.